What is going on, boys? This is Subsno Dubs' reaction of Haikyu to the Top, episode 18. This is another one of those Nekoma episodes, and we are here with Toonie2K and Mr. Wes. We've seen Wes a bunch, and we love the guy. He likes to dance. Recently, we've been seeing a lot of dance moves out of the boy.
I also like to play the volleyball.
Ah.
I mean, played the volleyball poorly, but you know, it's all good.
Wait, I was a Division 3 bronze medalist. Get off my...
What?
You're what?
Yeah. Haha, my Johnson.
God. I don't want to hear this.
Dude, do you know what else was really good recently? Over the Moon.
Up?
The episode was
Banger.
fire.
Banger.
I still haven't watched it, bro. I'm 2 episodes behind, boys.
Bro, this dude gets such odd advice, and like I think because she's so odd, like the girl like he's with is so odd, like the advice doesn't work for her. It's kind of cute. All right, anyways, back to Haikyu.
Oh, okay, dude.
Wait, Wes, did you want to say something, bro?
Nah, it was just random, dude. Your comments, I was just like, yeah, dude.
I'm trying not to spoil it.
Respect, bro. I could tip my hat to you, bro. My fedora.
Go get it for me, bro. Let me see. Okay, we're talking. All right, we're getting the volleyball. I'm sorry, boys. I tried, man. I tried to make everyone happy. All right, boys. Sarukawa.
Part 2.
It's basically like the Nekoma Part 2 episode, right? That's what it was. Yeah. It was like Nekoma Part 2. Sarukawa Tech, is that what their name is? I'm like 99.9%.
Yeah, I think so.
And basically they just continue their attack on Kenma and his stamina, right? They're trying to beat him down, they're trying to wear him out. They realize that he's like the brains of the operation. And they're like, he's too weak to play the role of setter. The setter is a hard role. And you get a whole bunch of cut scenes of the coach talking. And you realize that he was in last episode. You realize that he was a student on the former Nekoma team. One of the things that stuck out to me was him saying the teachings that the coach for Nekoma was giving him was that stacking up 100 shots that don't stand out at the end, that don't stand out at the end, is better than having one perfect point. By having 5 one-touches is better than having 1 kill block. And then having like 10 like putting 10 pressures on the other team and having like, not having perfect passes, so like I think they called it a B pass. Having 5 of those is better than having 1 perfect pass, and having 10 like subpar passes like a C pass is better than having 1 perfect A pass. Yeah.
I'm really starting to realize that what someone said in like the last episode was Nekoma really is like the San Antonio Spurs.
I called that, dude. I called it.
They're not flashy.
Yeah.
They play fundamental volleyball. Yeah. And you're like, I even fell for it. I'm like, I don't think Nekoma is really that good. And I think in this episode, you see like they're good. You just don't want to admit it because
it's
they play
the San Antonio Spurs, right?
They play boring, but like by the book. And
right, exactly.
Like
they make you work for it. They just make you work for every point, man. Like, it's such.
I think another like thing you could add on to that, bro, is like their specialty is like it's nothing flashy, bro. Like it's defense, bro. It's getting
just
points
defense,
through blocks, bro.
Defense wins championships, bro. Like plain and simple.
The connect. They always talk about
it is,
It's that your first return into your set, into your spike over and over again. They just don't mess it up.
Yeah.
They will always they will dive. They will get a one arm, get the ball up to the setter, no matter where it is. Like Kenma's gonna get a set.
Bro, in like 2K, when you have perfect team chemistry and they just pass you the ball every time, that's what it is right there. You know how like when you're playing my player, it says 100% team chemistry, bro.
That's how I feel on the court every time I play. Just feed me the rock, dude.
Oh my
that's basically what Kenma is, man. The guy's he's got that perfect team chemistry. They just work. I think like their captain Kuro was like, when you play on this court, you don't play Kenma, right? You play Nekoma. You play us as a whole, right? As a whole, through the power of friendship, we're a good team, right? Like,
and I think that like really like stands out when you look at like other teams that we've seen. when you kind of look at Oikawa's team, like that's literally his team.
It's his
and
team, right?
It's him and like Iwa Izumi, like his best friend or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You look at Shiratorizawa, it's literally just Ushijima and maybe Endo you could like make a argument for, but like Nekoma's so like built from like the bottom up, you know, they have really good libero, really good setter, really good blockers, like their spikers don't need to be like over the top for them to do good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the show does so well, bro. Haikyu just they give you a second team to look at and be like, that's the standard, bro. This is a team that we have to compete against. They're that good. Like and the things you learn about every single character on that team, right? They become secondary main characters for like a few episodes, right? So you kind of get invested in them. You want to know more about them. And I think since like the first season of Haikyu, they brought back the dumpster battle, whatever it's called, the dumpster.
Yeah.
That was like the whole
Nekoma versus
Karasuno. Yeah, and like I think that's so dope. Like you're getting like a payoff back to that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, hopefully. Oh my god, if we don't get a payoff, I'm rioting.
I mean, okay, so I do notice like they are showing a lot more teams in like the whole nationals arc. So even if Karasuno does lose to like this specific match, like I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Inazuraki versus Nekoma match. Like
that'd be pretty
nuts.
To
see that, bro.
They're definitely gonna hit at most of these teams and at least give them like limelights and part of episodes at the very minimum, because there's just no way with like as much as they've been showing like characters from the Japan youth team and stuff, they're gonna give you like peeks into how their games are going as well. Because I just don't see them like ditching those characters after kind of setting it up and giving us glimpses at them while we get this main Karasuno match going.
I think Tuni said it earlier, like in one of the earlier Subs and Dubs episodes, but like he's almost certain that this season will end with Karasuno finishing with.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it'll end with.
And I just hope Haikyu comes back early or soon because I'm gonna have like withdrawals. I'm gonna have withdrawals because I want to see the mask guy. I want to. There's so many other characters. Yeah, I want to see him. Yeah. I want to see the spiky haired short guy who jumps like.
Shiumi?
Yeah, I want to see him too. Yeah. I want to see more Bokuto. I want to see all the characters.
I want to see more Bokuto, bro. That's who I want to see. Bro.
Yo, Bokuto looks like this guy is like the best spiker in the world when he's on his game.
Honestly, he does.
So like.
Nah, dude, he's no Ushijima from. Sorry.
That dude's a freak.
Wait. I just want to point something out, bro. Ushijima is all power, bro. Bokuto has skill, bro. This guy has, like, his line shots are ridiculous, bro. And then you add in his crosses, bro. And then his rebounds, bro. Have you seen Ushijima go for a rebound, bro? Tell me. Please tell me.
He's still not better, dude.
Bro,
I think they just hyped up Ushijima so much, though. No, they just hyped him up
he's not even the number one ace, bro.
Have we even met? Have we met number one?
They've showed literally like one scene of him, bro. Literally one.
Wait, is Ushijima really not?
No, he's not number one.
He's the top 3 ace. That's what his title is.
Yeah, bro. Top 3. I think he's like number 2. I think it's him, Bokuto.
Bokuto's top 5.
Wait, who? Sakusa is number 2.
Sakusa is top 3. They consider him top 3, and then there's one more.
So we haven't even.
Sakusa was a setter.
Pardon?
Sakusa's an ace. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a wing spiker. Yeah.
The only other ace on the student on the Japan national team was the twin, right?
The twin was a setter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only other setter.
No. The other twin is in the ace, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. The ace is the other guy, right?
The dark skin guy.
Yeah. I think he's also top 5 ace. So.
Oh, wait, so that team is stacked? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
they're the number 1 team from last year, dude.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
So, basically, getting back to the episode, because we went on our little rant there, we basically see Sarukawa get tense right after they're like, oh, wait, all we need is one more push and Kenma's gonna break, right? Like, he looks exhausted. You see him fall down, trying to go for a ball. You see him, like, really stressed, and, like, you can see, like, he looks tired, right? Like, he's clearly laboring. And so, them trying to go more aggressive, them trying to go more aggressive is like causing.
They're trying to finish him off.
Yeah, they're trying to finish him off, and because they're like not sticking to their game plan anymore, it starts to negatively affect their game.
They're getting antsy.
Yeah, they're getting antsy.
They're trying to push it when they shouldn't be, and it like takes them off their game plan, which is like sports 101. You don't get antsy. You don't let the other team take you off of your game plan, and that's what ended up happening.
Wait, bro, can we talk about Nekoma's strategy? Because like,
yeah, that was dope.
Like I would never think this would be like an actual strategy that can work, because it was all based around like sloppy receives. Was that?
Yeah, that was it.
So they were just hoping to get sloppy receives to mess up like the other team's timings.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, that's a sloppy receive. Therefore, like the set shouldn't be good, or like they're folding, like they're getting nervous, like we're actually breaking them, but secretly like they're fine the whole time.
Yeah,
bro, they're like 3 steps ahead, bro. It's actually ridiculous.
They pulled the rug underneath that team and said, "Psych, we're gonna." And it was really cool to see like Kenma realizing, oh, they're really just trying to take advantage of me. Like, I see everyone else around me working so hard. I gotta tire myself out for once, right? Like, it's gonna happen.
We obviously know Kenma is like very smart, and we got to see like the tactician in him come out. Like from his probably, I assume some of it comes from his video game play. Like,
100%.
I mean, you think about like when we play video games, like if you play like a strategy game or something, like you're trying to be big brain. You're trying to really think things through and like win the game, and like that's what Kenma did. Like Kenma wants to win. Like he doesn't want to lose ever.
100%, right? Like
he's big brain. That's all I gotta say, dude. Kenma big brain.
So pretty much you see Kenma realizing that he's being targeted. He starts baiting them. Then it cuts to a timeout where Kenma explains to his team what's happening, right? Like what he thinks is happening. And like Tuni said, like this is their strategy. Hey, we've only used this once before. Like we've only done this a couple times using sloppy receives, but he's like, let's try it again. And bro, you see Nekoma lock in. They say that we are a team and we will lock in and we will adapt. That is their strat. And then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then you start seeing like you see their captain Kuro saying, you know, we're not just one player, right? We're a team, and that's why we will continue to be better than you. And it was super dope. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I feel like we did talk a lot about them being sort of like a system team, them being like pretty solid when it comes to fundamentals. But I also feel at the same time, like, let's say they did have to play in like the same day or like the day, like the following day.
Oh yeah.
I feel like them relying on a strategy of like, what was it, sloppy receives, sort of. That's such a risky strategy. Against like let's say like a really like good team or a top 5 team, bro. Like I don't think that'd be able to work, especially with how tired Kenma already looks.
Actually, was you heard him say, I think at the end of the episode you hear him say, he's like, I didn't do that for your guys' benefit. I did it for my benefit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have survived another set. Like
and it kind of goes to show that although Kenma is like super smart and he is a tactician to some degree, like there is like a big weakness in the team for sure. So
100%.
Let's be honest, he's not actually like a great athlete.
He's not.
He was never meant to be an athlete. He just like realized he liked volleyball a lot because of Kuro being his friend. Yeah, and he's definitely like got athletic ability, and he's definitely like a good setter for nationals. But he's not. His body's not built for
long term. Like continue doing this.
Yeah. And just go back on your sloppy receives like strategy. Like, yes, it is definitely a limited strategy. It's not something you're going to use for a game or maybe even a whole set. It's something you're going to use for like to win maybe like 5 points in a whole game. Like, it's not something you can consistently rely on against a good team. So yeah, I 100% agree with it not being a good strategy.
Best part of the episode, you see Kenma go on an absolute rant about how gravity is against him and how much he hates gravity. He's like, I can't believe gravity is a thing. Gravity just pisses him off, and then like if gravity didn't exist, the ball wouldn't even fall into our court. I'm like, dude, what do you expect? It wouldn't fall into their court. It wouldn't fall into their court either, right? Like,
yeah.
what a great
Kenma personality-esque, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's one of those things that like suits like his video game thought process, right? He's like, oh, another thing we kind of forgot to do last episode was bring up like how he sees things, like a video game, like leveling up when he's running, right? The running scene.
Yeah.
He's a gamer, dude.
He's a straight up gamer.
He really is. Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool to see him say like, you know, I hate gravity, and it was just a funny moment in the show, top tier moment.
Yeah.
And then like as you can see, the other team, they end up into a deuce, and you know another thing that's super cool about Haikyu. Did you notice like the guy in the stand having to explain to the girl? Like
I wanted to point this out because we're basically seeing all the national matches from their point of view.
Yeah.
Like, they walked over from the Karasuno match and then they went over to I don't know if they went over to Bokuto's match or maybe that was just a different cut, but we've definitely been following them around, which is
kind of dope, right?
It's a cool storytelling technique.
Yeah.
Who is he though? He was an old Nekoma student, right?
So he's one of the teams that Nekoma beat in that the OVA, the
Oh.
Land versus Air OVA. So for like the Tokyo District
Okay.
tournament.
That's his
he was one of the
girlfriend or
teams that,
something,
didn't
right?
make it.
Yeah, I
Which
think
is
so.
also really weird. If you remember for that OVA, because Tokyo is like so big and they had like a top 5 or top 6 teams, and then they just played round robin to figure out the top 3 that made it from Tokyo.
What a terrible way
That
to
was
do
like
it.
such a weird thing because like we saw like Karasuno had to like beat Shiritorizawa, who
Yeah.
Shiritorizawa could definitely be at nationals and be a nationals team, but like just because of their prefecture
Region,
is so small, like both of them couldn't make it. Only one could. Which
Can you
is crazy
imagine?
to see.
Can you imagine seeing Ushizuru in
I don't know if
nationals?
this is a spoiler. It might be a spoiler, but I know in the future I don't think it's based off of like the size of the prefecture. I think it's based off of like the ability of the teams in the prefecture, because I know later on. Actually, I'm not even gonna say it, bro.
I feel like that might.
I'm not even gonna say it.
We'll just end it at it is based on the rankings and the
I think it's based on the
not
rankings.
as much like the number of schools.
Yeah,
which is very different than like America. Like America, we have like divisions based on like
straight up division
school and stuff, and like it's very different compared to like I see Japanese like sports. It's very prefecture based, which is like regions, I guess you could say in the country, which is very different because
you guys do
America
state, right? I assume
it's a huge country, and Japan's much smaller. But like you see the prefectures, and there's very like different areas, and it's like it's interesting to see and compare it to like American sports, and obviously you guys can compare it to Canadian.
We're pretty similar to you guys, though, right? Like, yeah, but. Back to the episode. we see them finally hit deuce, and then I think it goes up to like 28-28, and then we see them finally get a break. Kenma passes it down to the middle to Kuro and says, you know, when everything is going bad, I'm just gonna pass it to him. He has my back. He scores.
Yeah.
He scores, and then the other team tries to go for Kenma again, and he has this like moment in his brain where he's like, you know what, he's over, Kai's over there, Kuro's over here, the most ideal thing for me to do is to get this ball and bring it over to Kai. And then like you see the full on like typical anime style thing, he just did a perfect slight movement. Right.
So the big deal there was like, if you remember in the other episode, it was like when he was practicing, he didn't want to like move as much.
Yeah.
Where I think the big deal was that he took that extra step that like he normally wouldn't take because he wants to be very efficient with his movements. But he took that extra step to make sure that he got like the perfect set off. And
exactly.
You saw the moment where Kai's like, perfect.
Right? Like, and then, dude, he's like, the sound he makes, the sounds he make, it was golden. That was some top tier
stuff.
He
ate that up, bro. That was like the perfect toss for him.
I know. He realized it was just perfectly in his hand, and he's like, this is going down. And
it was a great way to do that.
And so Nekoma wins, and so, okay, I think I talked to Tuni about this. He says it really isn't that big a thing, but you see the two coaches like bowing to each other, thanking each other for a good game, and the coach of Sarukawa was like, hey, your team is a lot more aggressive than... Your team isn't actually all defense this time, right? This is a very aggressive Nekoma team. And so I don't know if it was like a hint that they're actually not like super defensive, but
No, I think it's still like it's not that maybe
or
not
it's
that
just a
big of a deal, but
testament to say that they're.
it's still it's still a good big deal because it shows that like this guy is like he's played for Nekoma. He's seen this coach for years. He knows the Nekoma style, and he's like, this team is like a little bit different and maybe better than past Nekoma teams. Like there's something special about them, and maybe like that doesn't mean they're going to like win nationals or anything, but like I think it's still a big deal to say like Nekoma, who's this team that's always been defense and fundamentals, like has like a little bit of an it factor to them, right?
100%. Yeah, sure. I think that's what it is. And then we kind of go to the fun parts of the episode where you see Kenma dying in the corner because he's so spent, and then he's like, "Here's a banana," and they had like a nice little joke about bananas and how like, hey, come on, you're probably low on carbs. Eat a banana, and you see him just angrily eating bananas, and like you see him being more personable, right? He's more open and more friendly for one. He's like, I think they actually mentioned he's like, hey, you usually call us strangers or something, but like for once you call us. Yeah, he says
from in the comment he wouldn't do that with strangers. Like he'd only do that with his friends.
His friends. Yeah. So
like
it was super dope.
Like Kenma won't admit it, but like they're his friends.
They're his friends.
They spend a lot
I
of
think
time
he did admit it.
He did. He's like, why would I spend that much effort if you
for my friends?
Yeah. It was cute.
It really goes to show his character development, like over like.
He definitely did level up. He did level up, right?
They also said. Kuro also mentioned, I think the only person that can actually like get Kenma fired up is
Hinata.
And then they pan right over to Karasuno in that second set, and I guess we're gonna jump right into the action. We're gonna skip a first few points, I assume.
And apparently Karasuno's leading, dude.
Yeah, they're up like 13-7, I think.
Oh, they are slaying!
I think they did show the scoreboard. I think it was around.
I think they did.
I'm pretty sure.
I think they showed the scoreboard.
So I don't know. We'll have to see. They look like they're taking.
Okay, if they did show the scoreboard, I'll put a photo of it in the video. I promise.
I'm gonna be honest. If you're telling the truth and it's 13-7, there's no way they lose second set.
You don't think so?
Nah.
You think they 2-0 them?
I cannot imagine if Karasuno is up there. If Karasuno is actually up 13-7, there's no way they blow up.
Right. I feel like I gotta double check this right now, bro.
Wait.
I don't remember seeing it. Maybe I obviously could have just scanned over it. But
I think, bro.
I guess while you're looking at that, we can also mention that they also panned over, and Kuro mentioned like Karasuno, like after he mentioned the rivalry, he's like, Karasuno, you better be ready for like we're waiting.
Yeah.
And they showed the bracket, and we see that Nekoma's been advanced, and they play the winner of Karasuno and Itadori. So that's obviously a big deal that we know. Like if Karasuno wins, like they're gonna play Nekoma, which is what Casey wanted, right? He wanted that finish.
So, I'm excited, bro. I hope that happens.
Everyone hopes
Wes. There's like Wes. It's like a single frame. It's them up 13-7.
Yeah, was it 13-7?
Yeah.
I told you, bro.
Thank you.
A single frame.
Good fucking catch, my guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So if it's since 13-7, dude, there's no way, dude. I can't imagine. Like my prediction's gonna be wrong.
6 points.
Okay, but let's be real here. Have we really seen anything from them yet?
I don't know.
We've seen a quick. I'm telling you, bro. They're the number two.
Too good. They're too good not to like come back.
Yeah.
13-7 seems like a lot to give Karasuno a lead in the second.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
I don't know. I can see like definitely like Itadori does something that like just makes Karasuno uncomfortable.
I hope it's
like,
something.
Maybe Mia Atsuma just like his serves become like incredible, even better somehow.
Yeah.
Like something.
Have we seen stuff like that?
I mean, I'm telling you, they have not showed anyone from the roster yet. We
haven't seen the bench, have we? Have we seen the bench? I feel like they're low-key hiding someone, bro.
So the only thing we've really been like introduced to is we know Mia Atsuma is like top setter. We know his brother is solid and can do the quick. Like he just like seems like he's like not super special, but he's good. And the ace is obviously very good as well. Like he is a powerhouse. But we don't really know anyone else. No one else seems to be that.
Bro,
great.
I promise you, there's someone on there. Bro, you can look at their bench and you can see the guy with the super outlandish hairstyle, and you'll know like he's like important, bro. Like
it's classic anime character design.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the like non-relevant characters like not stand out, but you make the most important characters very much stand out.
Yeah. So although there's 13-7 right now, I'm sure they got something to prove, bro.
Yeah,
so we'll have to see.
I mean, I can't imagine you playing the number 1 defending champion. You 2-0 them. Like
that'd be kind of dope,
I don't
though.
think they're number 1. I think they're number 2.
They won last year. That's
Did
was
they?
the thing. Yeah. They've said that like
not
many
sure.
times that they're the defending champs.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they have.
But yeah, I mean, it's still hard for me to imagine it'd be a 2-0 Karasuno. Like,
Yeah, I'd be
good,
shocked.
But I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
I feel like they still have more to like develop. So I feel like I feel like Hinata and like Kageyama are gonna try that super jump, and that's got to be how that shit happens, right? Like,
oh yeah, they're gonna end the game with that shit.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm thinking.
All right, so I think we basically covered the entire episode.
I'm like 99% sure we did.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch the previews for Haikyu because Haikyu does like 5-second previews, bro. I kid you not.
Yeah.
We should stay away from the previews. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to spoil anything for anybody. It's better when you don't have the previews.
It's nice to be surprised.
Coming up.
Our
I feel
boys
like previews can be like 2 spoilers sometime. You know.
I agree.
Subs no dubs. To the top, episode
Haikyu to the top.
18.
18.
Laters.
Peace, guys and girls.